It's Ronnie, and welcome to Simple Stories Saturdays, where we'll all be using our Simple Stories creator layout, and it's hosted by Joanne Bartel. Plus, it's a very late stretch the sketch. I'm used to doing it the week after Punched Out Thursday. Well, the first was on a Saturday, so that changed that all around. So it is a bit late, but I thought I'd combine them. And this is a sketch by Paige Matts that Janet chose for us to use today. And it is A4, which I'm pretty sure is 8.5 by 11. So I can make it into a 12 by 12 today. And this is a photo that I'll be using of my grandson. And the Simple Stories collection is Simple Vintage Harvest. Yeah. And I'm going to use those alphas. And they're so thin, so thin. I broke a few. And scraps, a lot of scraps. Some are not quite big enough to go, as you can see in the sketch that just goes down the page. Well, mine's going to be on the right, and I only have the one photo instead of two. And my title is not going to fit up there. So I will put something else there, though. And I went ahead and punched the things I needed with the punch, but I forgot to show those punches. I will show two and then think, well, I haven't even put the other one on there when I think about it. And I will do it when I go to put it on. Well, I did not think about it. So the one that I don't show in a minute, that will be the one that gets used afterwards. You'll figure it out. Um, See, this piece does not go all the way across. And I punched it with that little bubble looking punch. And I put, it's a Simple Stories wood grain from that big paper pad y'all seen me use. And I put it behind it. It's kind of an orangish red color. And, oh, and I didn't want my white to be white since the background is not white. So I am inking it instead. And I'm using Rusty Hinge, my favorite. It is just the perfect shade of orange for all things rusty and autumn. I repeating that one piece down there. I had the scrap, so I thought, well, I'll use it. It's a little bit long since I am going to put the photo in front of it, but I decided to just go ahead and put it on there anyway. And I did use some cardstock um, on each side of it to make it show up just a little bit better. And I have a couple pieces laying there because I thought, well, my top and bottom piece might blend in with the background paper a little bit too much. And so I was going to put it on the top and bottom, but I don't end up doing it. I like it the way it is. And so, yeah. And see there, I showed those two punches, but not the other one. But you can see it laying there on the paper where I haven't put it on there yet. It's kind of intricate, but it cuts perfectly in that punch. And I like using it every now and then. And, oh, I changed my mind about the wood grain. I am going to use it. However, I decided I will decide to put it on top. But I seen this piece laying over there, and I thought, oh man, I remember punching that. Now I need to put that on my layout, and so it's not a very big piece, but it fit there pretty good. And I had to rub the glue off of this wood grain, and I wanted that not to show. And thing is, I wanted it to show, and that's why I flipped it around and put it on the right hand side. But I forgot I had to put something up that corner, and I will be covering the knot up. And so it won't show after all. You can picture a layout in your head uh, before you ever start doing it. And then sometimes things go awry and don't look as good as you think it's going to look, or don't quite fit where you want it, and you end up moving it. Yeah, that's what I ended up doing. And see, my title, way too big to go in that upper right hand corner. Uh, my grandson is at Beggs Family Farm, and this was in a barn. And just think how many millions of kernels of corn that is. Because it's a pretty good size barn, with all that in there. And uh, I did edit out a foot that was coming out of his head practically. But yeah, I edited it out so that it wouldn't be there because it was some other little kid's foot. But the look on his face, I was thinking, man, he got interrupted. He was playing in this corn and got interrupted. So I decided to pretend. Yeah, I like doing that every now and then. So when they're looking at it, they're thinking, what? Because they know what he was actually doing at the time. And he's not counting. But I thought, seriously? Like, paparazzi, right there taking his picture at starting over. 1, 2, 3, like he's counting again and starting over. Yeah, I thought, man, if somebody did try to count that corn, that would take forever. Um, this strip here, it just says Sweet Autumn, and I put it over on the right because I thought it looked good over on the right. And then I picked up the truck and I thought, he's a little boy, and of course, truck with pumpkins always looks great on a autumn layout. And so I moved that over so it'd have something to drive on. And it is on foam tape. And so it's a little bit more dimensional there. And this little banner says, Fall leaves me happy, a play on the word leaves, which I thought was super cute. And I thought about centering it right into that piece of green. But then I thought, I think I like it trailing into the area. So that's why it got moved to the left. Although, like I said, my first thought was centering it. And this one says Autumn Treasures. So there's quite a few words of autumn on here. But I don't mind that. Sometimes I do. I don't like to repeat the words. But since I had so many things with autumn to choose from, I went and used them. And that branch is from a EK Success Punch. They were already punched out. Well, there's 2 of them, and they were already punched out. So I thought I'd go ahead and use them on this layout. There's quite a few things that was already punched out, and I'm surprised I didn't use more of them. But I think that's the only punch that I did end up using. But I do end up using lots of words because if you look at the original sketch, it shows all kinds of little odds and ends in there. You like borders and stuff and different little pieces. I mean, not as much as I do, but y'all know I like more. But I thought, well, I will use odds and ends because I do have 3 sticker sheets and a sticker book. And of course, I've used lots and lots out of it, but there's still plenty more. So I thought I would layer and layer and layer. And see those photo corners? My plan was to put one on each corner of the photo. That's why they're on the wax paper. However, I covered 2 of the corners up by the time I seen them and picked them up and thought I'd put them on the layout. So I glance over at the photo and think, I'll have 2 sitting and left over. And I decided I would just use it like a chevron arrow instead. Now, I did put 3 hearts over in the tray to use. And one I remembered picking up and somehow losing. I will find it at the end after I show y'all the layout close up. And so it will go on the layout. And I didn't even realize the film was still going. Film, it's not film because it's digital. But I didn't know it was still recording. And so since it went ahead and made it in here. I just figured it was off, and yeah, I found it stuck to my pants, yeah, and so it made it onto the layout. And there is phrase up there that I didn't glue down, and after I show it to y'all, lay it back down, and get ready to take the pictures, I realize it is not glued down, so it'll get glued down at the same time. And this was cut from the 6x8 paper pad. And so I'm just adding it over into that corner, even though there's nothing in the corner on the layout. But I thought, yeah, on the sketch, I thought I would like it there anyway. And I'm wanting to use that pumpkin. it don't make it on the layout. But watching the video, I liked it there by the tire after all. So it might still make it on there. Um, oh, I'm just trying to, oh, yeah, yeah. It is, it's that pumpkin still. I didn't realize I still had it. And there, that's it, sort of my layout. But as you can see right now, I realized that was not glued down, and I'm gluing it down. And then I found the heart as soon as I thought the camera was off, and so it made it on the layout after all. And I had a lot of fun making this layout, and it took me a while to figure out how to use all my scraps, but I was very happy to use so many scraps on here. And there's the finished layout with my longer title than a fit in the upper right hand corner. And there's my scalloped edge, my torn edge, that fancy edge up there. And I did cut it off so that I wouldn't have all the extra cardstock. And there's the title. And yeah, um, starting, I debated on the at or not, but I liked it and thought, when am I going to use it? I've had this sticker set for ages, and they're so thin that I kind of put off using it. And I'm going to use that at sign on there. And here's the Cool Crisp Fall Days with the tickets and the tab up on top and the finished layout. But be sure to check out the playlist for the Simple Stories Saturdays and the playlist for Stretch the Sketch, which I said, it was late. It should have been Sunday last week. But I think I'm not the only one who made the mistake. I think I've seen a premiere or two. Update. This didn't make it up as soon as I planned. My internet went off for like 30 some hours. So yeah, it was planned for yesterday. Just thought I'd mention that in case I sound crazy earlier in the video. But have fun with those playlists down there. Bye.